Hi everybody and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I want to take a few of your minutes and talk about something ridiculous. The dumbest argument in Islamic apologetics that I've heard so far. And that argument comes from none other than a person called Farid Responds, whom I haven't mentioned much before, but whom I will mention in the future. I think I will make a video about him which will be called The Dumbest Muslim Apologist. And right now I want to make this one, which is called The Dumbest Islamic Argument. Maybe as a follow-up to this one I can also mention how he is a pedophile apologist who thinks that Muhammad's marriage to Aisha was not child rape because the parents consented to it. I'm only calling this person dumb because he is dumb. Just kidding, I'm only doing this as a response to their language. This person, Farid Responds, made many videos about me and claimed that he debunked my work. But I can never get over the fact that some people actually do celebrate this guy as somebody who debunks critics of Islam, but this guy has content like the following. A long time ago, I made a video in which I pointed out that the Islamic narrative that the moon was split in two in Muhammad's time is rather ridiculous. That one night the moon did indeed split in two and then came back together again, and that this was a huge miracle which confirmed that Muhammad was indeed a prophet. But that the local polytheists accused him of just doing magic, and they didn't believe. Of course, very reasonable. People wouldn't have seen the moon split in two in the sky, something they have never seen before, and just said, whatever. I don't believe you anyway. That's just magic. I can do that too. Oh, let's drink. So my argument was, if the moon had indeed split in two in Muhammad's time at night, then this would have been seen from many other places in the world. It would have been seen from Europe, from Africa, from India, and possibly from China, from many other places, but we don't have a single piece of evidence, we don't have a single source that says that such a thing happened in the 7th century. But this very intelligent friend of ours called Farid Responds made the following response. The moon would have been visible in these areas, or late at night towards the morning in these areas.
One of the reasons why we do not have heaps of documented evidence was because most people were asleep at night. Remember, this is the 7th century. There is no reason to assume that the split occurred for a long duration of time. So even if one was awake at the time, it is not likely that one would have noticed the moon splitting. Furthermore, even if you did see the moon split for a short period, you would most likely doubt yourself after seeing it return to its original state. One of the reasons why we do not have heaps of documented evidence was because most people were asleep at night. Remember, this is the 7th century.
This is the high-ranking, high-quality Muslim apologetics. This guy destroys the critics of Islam. Think about it, seriously. This is the 7th century, as he says. I don't know what this guy thinks the 7th century was like. In the 7th century, there were many civilizations around the world that had proper cities, libraries. Civilizations were watching the sky all the time. They were using this opportunity to look at the stars, look at the moon, look at all the objects in the sky. There was advanced astronomy or pre-astronomy, whatever it is called, in India. Records were being kept in China. Right here among the Roman or post-Roman civilizations, the objects in the sky meant something. Even if it was not important on a scientific level, there were many cultures still alive in the world that had moon gods, or whose world of gods and spiritual beings included the moon. If somebody had seen the moon split in two in the sky, they would have made a record of this. People wouldn't have just ignored this. Like, oh, look, the moon is split in two. Should we record this? Should we write this down? Nah, forget about it. Just ignore it. Not important. Ignore it. That's not how people would have reacted, bro. And he thinks if some people, a very few people, did indeed see this happen, it happened for a very short time, and they probably thought, oh, I must be crazy. This is not happening. I can't tell anyone about this. They will all think I'm crazy. This is again the 7th century. We had many advanced civilizations, but we also had many civilizations that believed in very crazy things in this time. There were still many people in Europe and in many other cultures all around the world that believed that the world was one of many worlds that hang on a tree or that are carried on the back of something.
Going around telling other townfolk that you saw the moon split would pretty much cause them to doubt your sanity. You wouldn't believe whoever told you that it split in the first place.
Let's be serious. The Quran doesn't even properly describe what happened. It says very vaguely, the hour has come near and the moon has split. And if they see a miracle, they turn away and say passing magic. And they denied and followed their inclinations. But for every matter is a settlement. Nothing is actually clear when you read the Quran, which is why some Muslim commentators just looking at the Quran think, well, this probably didn't really happen the way people think it did happen. The problem is that the Hadith describe it much further. We see that his companions described that during the lifetime of the Prophet, the moon was split in 2 parts, and on that the Prophet said, bear witness. Or the moon was split in 2 parts during the lifetime of the Prophet. Or the Meccan people requested Allah's apostle to show them a miracle, and so he showed them the splitting of the moon. Or then a piece of the moon went towards the mountain. It doesn't matter how long it takes for this to happen. It doesn't matter how quickly it is over. I don't know what this clown thinks people are doing in the 7th century, but many people were probably awake at night. They were fighting, sleeping outside, drinking, sitting outside, and playing games. It is inconceivably stupid that nobody saw this, and that only few people saw this, and they thought, I better don't talk about this. People will think I'm crazy. Funnily enough, Farid Responds tries to dispute my claim that nobody witnessed this and tries to bring a very ridiculous argument again. He says the Quran confirms that some people did see it because the Quran says, and if they see a miracle, they turn away and say passing magic. It's not even clear what the Quran is really saying here because the Quran tends to be a book that is very vague and just confusing and weird, hard to read. But hey, we can't just take the Quran's vague words and say, oh yeah, see, some people did apparently see it and they said, oh, it's just magic. And if we are to look at the Hadith and trust them, because Muhammad's companions apparently described that such a thing happened, then it really makes you wonder how much you can trust the Hadith, which is why there are many Islamic scholars today too, who increasingly don't trust the Hadith anymore. The way they were transmitted and the things they contain and convey are very dubious. And we know for a fact that people in Muhammad's time and environment had a very terrible understanding of what the natural world looks like. And considering that Muhammad was once scared of an eclipse, and that he was scared of clouds, and lengthily prayed to Allah when he saw dark clouds, we could assume that these people are talking about something completely different. What is definitely certain is that the moon did not visibly split in 2. And if Allah decided to only make those few people in Mecca see that miracle, what is the point of that? It looks like Allah was trying very hard to make people not believe in his religion. I hope this clears it. These are the best that Islam has to offer, the Muslim apologists that Allah sends. It's very embarrassing, man. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe. If you forget to leave a like, I will assume that you were asleep at night and you didn't see the video. If you want to support me in what I'm doing, in my fight against these very intelligent, very big, very strong Muslim apologists that are so hard to fight for me, please don't forget to support me on Patreon. I appreciate your support very much. I'll see you in my next video, or you will see me. Have a fantastic day, and please stay away from Islam.
So sit down, pick up a book, and educate yourself.